The Roman Empire, rise, fall, and legacy. Imagine. The year is 753 BC. A small town is laying the first stones of an empire that will turn the wheels of destiny. A journey that begins with the legend of Romulus and Remus. But this is just the beginning. Today we will tell the story of Rome's glorious rise, the games of the emperors, the brutal wars, and the inevitable fall. But we will tell this story differently from what you have heard so far. Because Rome is not just an empire. It is history itself, the birth of Rome and the rise of the Republic. When Rome was founded in 753 BC, no one could have imagined that it would one day become a world-ruling power. First a kingdom, then a republic. The people of Rome rose up against monarchy and gave the world one of the first great republics. But it was not just a form of government, it was also a strategy. The Senate, the consuls, and the popular assembly. But was Rome's strength only in its political acumen? No, it was not. Its strength was in war, conquests, and the birth of empire. Rome's army was one of the most disciplined units history has ever seen. Not just sword-swinging warriors, they were also masters of strategy. The Punic Wars with Carthage, Hannibal crossing the Alps with his elephants, and Rome's final victory. And then Caesar comes on the scene. Julius Caesar set Rome on a path that would never be the same again. By the time the Senate assassinated him, the Republic was already over. Because Augustus had ascended the throne as the first Roman emperor in history, and Rome was no longer a republic, but a world power. Rome's golden age and the first signs of decline. The empire was in its heyday, with gladiatorial fights in the arenas and roads, aqueducts and colossal buildings rising in the cities. Rome had become the greatest cultural and military center in history. But for every rise there is a fall, and Rome was not going to escape it. Economic crises, barbarian attacks, corrupt leaders. Rome's foundations began to shake. And then came the big blow, the fall of the Western Roman Empire. Rome collapses but never disappears. In 476, the Western Roman Empire officially collapsed, but the idea of Rome never died. Eastern Rome, or Byzantium, lived on for another 1,000 years, and Rome's legacy is still everywhere today. Laws, languages, city planning, state administration. Even today's political systems carry the legacy of Rome. So, is Rome really over? Or does it still live on in our modern world? If you look carefully, you can see traces of Rome everywhere. Rome was much more than an empire. Rome meant eternity. Thank you for watching my video.